Hi, and welcome to Sunday Segue, coming to you straight out of the UK, and boy, what a show we have for you tonight. Let's get things started. Tonight's contest will be a triple threat match. Introducing first, coming to you live from Newport, Wales, weighing 161 pounds, the technical and sound engineer, Sugar, Regal Sugar, Shoot! Next up, we have a man, Bristol born and bred, with countless hours of ring experience, weighing in at 175 pounds, our resident wrestler, the human highlight reel, E2J! And now, the woman you've all been waiting for, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the No Twitter fan coming to you straight out of Bristol, England, weighing in at 168 pounds, your host, Kinny Killa!
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It is Sunday. It's episode 12. I am the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man, no Twitter fan, the Iron Cheek impersonating man, Iran #1 America tour, Kinny Killa. Now if I was out there on the ramp, my music will be playing, the crowd will be shouting, my power will be going, and for one reason and one reason only, and you're looking at him. Now, let me introduce you to my crew. The man on my left needs no introduction. He is the hashtag tech guy. All the girls love him. All the men hate him. He is the girl named Sugar, Sugs.
Yo, what's going on?
Now the man to my right, he's been to Japan and back. He's been through everything. He's been through the ups. He's been through the downs. He is the human highlight reel himself, Mr. E2J.
Oh, hey, yo, what's good?
And if anybody has got a problem with that, there's two things you could do about it. Nothing and like it. Hello everyone, welcome to the Sunday Segue. Sorry for that little outburst. It's called People Who Smoke Too Much Weed.com. So we're just going to have to give that one a little blag. So it's Sunday. It is Payback Day, which means it is the Payback Predictions show. Guys, E2J, Shugs, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. A nice, relaxing Sunday. It's raining outside, so I don't have to go anywhere. I got a bit wavy last night. I was sipping on that Grey Goose, you know. Decided to put my hand in my pocket for once, and I'm feeling better now.
Wow, E2J, how's it going, bro? Busy week?
To the show. Looking forward to the busy week as always, but yeah, managed to get the wrestling in there, so yeah, looking forward to it as always.
As always, because you know we're the three-man wrecking crew, so we just got to go in and go in hard. Go hard or go home, people. Right, let's just go straight into it. Twitter, follow us at Sunday Segue. Segue spelled S-E-G-U-E. We've got a few more followers. We're hitting 53 right now, so thanks everyone out there, all the listeners. You can also go to our blog, the sundaysegway.blogspot.co.uk. You can also listen to all our other episodes on YouTube. The Great Podomatic, email us, the SundaySegue@gmail.com. Also, download that Double Twist player. Just like to give a quick shout out to my man Lewis Hatton out there. You know, one of our biggest fans as well. So, yeah, thanks for following us, boy, and speak to you soon. Let's go straight into Raw. We ain't got no Deadly Dirt Sheet this week because it's a busy show. So, segment 1, Triple H versus Curtis Axel. Shugs, what did you think of the Triple H Vince bullshit?
I suppose it was all right when it was happening. Like when it first started happening, you know, I was like sort of chuckling to myself, and like, you know, when he comes out, I always love the Vince swagger, and you know he always gets like a little pop when his music comes. Yeah, bro, it was good. I thought it was funny. You know, I thought it was funny. I didn't think it was too bad because he was showing that he's in charge, and then there was a bit of a power struggle. But then when he just took the mic and took the ring bell and just left, you know, I was kind of laughing. You know, it's better than Stephanie coming out at the beginning. So it was an improvement on like 2 weeks ago. But it's just Vince. He's a funny character, you know.
Yeah, he's definitely lightened up a bit as time's gone on. E2J, in the end, in the end of this angle with Curtis Axel and Triple H, does this pay off anything for Axel at all? Does this give Axel the rub at all?
This is the thing. Like Shug said, I enjoyed it. For a change, I actually found this funny. I was actually cracking up at Vince and Triple H going back and forth. As for Axel, I hope it does, because it's got him in the limelight straight away. Do you know what I mean? People are taking notice of him. Most of the fans, obviously, they want to see Triple H come out. But I think maybe he needs to finish the feud of Triple H. Something. They need to have like an actual serious match to get him over. He needs to be beating big guys, and he needs to be beating big guys like, don't have to be clean, but he needs to be getting the wins over him, and he doesn't need to look like a fucking little pussy. He needs to be getting it done properly. Like I said, I like the opening of it. I understood what they were doing, but I actually found it funny. To get Axel over though, he needs to be going against big guys like Triple H, but he needs to be getting legit wins. So at the moment, this angle, I don't think it's doing what it could be doing for them.
Yeah, I mean, I found the beginning a bit like, I was a bit up and down with it, because parts of it was funny, parts of it was just a bit like, hey, what the hell's going on? And again, like I've been saying every week, why the frig is this all about Triple H if there's no payoff yet, if he's not going to be facing Curtis Axel or anything?
That's definitely what it seemed. That's definitely what it seemed like. It was more about Triple H and Vince. Even though I did find it funny, and I didn't mind that. When I thought about it after, it's more about Triple H and Vince. Like, Axel's the one who needs to be getting the push, so...
Yeah, because without a shadow of a doubt, these guys can't make us believe that because he's getting wins by, disqualifications and count-outs and shit, that we believe that he's sick, because he's not, we can't believe that.
Yeah.
There's no way we can believe that. Us true wrestling fans and the internet wrestling crowd out there, they know that that's just rubbish.
Yeah, Vince is good at slipping in little... like obviously they're not like running over Curtis Axel. They're not putting him down as such. Vince gets putting it in. Oh yeah, he is good, and little things like this. But to try and keep him relevant, but it's not enough, to be honest. I don't think it's enough at the moment for obviously what they're aiming to do with this guy. So.
All right, well, let's go into segment 2, which was Kane versus Ambrose. Shugs, what did you think of the match?
I think I like Ambrose, obviously, and I think his style and Kane's, I'm not sure like whether they go as well together as all the others. I'm not sure whether they're a good match for each other. I thought it was like a solid match, and it was like probably like Ambrose has got like sort of a hard hitting sort of like crazy style, which went good with Kane. But then I'm not sure. It wasn't my favorite Ambrose match I've seen so far. Like the matches with Kofi were like top level matches. Like pay-per-view quality, wherever they were having them. But then this match was just more, I don't know, it's more of a filler,
Yeah, nah, I get that. So, what I would say was, like, with the crowd behind Ambrose, because, we can obviously hear them being quite vocal, does this, change the ethos of the times and change in terms of the face and heel reaction from crowds? Because obviously it's happening with several heels right now where the crowd are actually being chanting them. So is the times changing in where we actually start deciding who's actually face?
I still think they're going to shove it down their throat. We should be the ones who decide. We decided that Austin was a face. We decided, even when The Rock was being a heel, to cheer for him. So I think the crowd are always going to cheer for the people they like, whether they're doing heelish things or whether they're doing face things. Like, nobody cheers for Sheamus because he's a dick. He's supposed to be this big face, but he comes out, no one laughs at any of his jokes, and everyone hates him. And I think the Shield, people just like the gimmick. They've grown on him. They don't really get booed. Especially Ambrose, when he was coming through and he had the singles match. He wasn't getting any boos. They were cheering him. The Shield music hits, and they get a pop. It's not boos, so are they even heels?
Kane's been with the WWE for 18 years now, ETJ. And with all that he's done, do you feel that there can be another side of Kane still?
I think we've seen the other side of Kane with the comedy and the humour and everything like that. I was actually talking to Mike about this the other day because we were watching when he returned with Barrett, and obviously Barrett was wearing the the red blazer, and he came out. And like at one stage, like when Taker was American Badass, I thought Kane was even like with the Kaneouts and stuff, and he was getting that following. I thought he was actually bigger than Taker at that time. Do you know what I mean? Because like obviously Taker is always going to be Taker. Do you know what I mean? Kane's always going to be number 2. And that is true to some extent, but I do think that Kane's come a long way. I didn't think the match with Ambrose was that bad, but I definitely agree it wasn't like pay-per-view quality like the other matches Ambrose has had. I think Kane's one of those guys, like, to be honest, pretty much, if you give him a gimmick, he's going to run with that gimmick and he's going to do his best to make pull that gimmick off. The guy's one of the best. Like, you can't knock Kane. I think he's got better, especially in the ring, as he's gone on. Obviously, when he first came in, he was massive. He's dropped down a bit, but I think Kane pretty much can do anything you want him to. But I do think we've seen him, like this comedy thing with Bryan. Do you know what I mean? This is going to be how he goes out. I don't think we're going to see another monster. Side. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see him switch back to like super heel. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind it if we did. I just don't think he's gonna. I think we're going to see Kane as he is now, to be honest.
Okay. Well, I mean, a lot of people may not realize, you know, especially some of the younger, you know, audience, but Kane's been around for a long time. I mean, he started in WWF as Isaac Yankem DDS, Jerry the King Lawler's dentist.
Won't you, Isaac? Bret Hart. I can't wait to sink my teeth into you.
You know, then he was the fake Diesel. And yeah, and now, you know, and then he came in with Kane, which was something fresh at the time. So, you know, have to give it out to Mr. Glenn Jacobs, aka Kane. All right, well, let's go on to segment 3, which is the backstage with Team Hell No and Orton, or Team Hell RK No. So E2J, what did you think of, you know, the angle? Because do you reckon WWE are doing a good job by putting Orton and Bryan together?
Yeah, because this is going to split up Kane and Bryan, and I think it's going to add to the cracks that are already kind of there, but they shouldn't be there. Do you know what I mean? It's just the personalities of the 3 people you've got. I think it would be good. I think it obviously because like we were saying, like we've seen Bryan and Kane versus the Shield how many times? This spices it up a bit, I suppose. Also gives you like them getting the win on Raw. Obviously, I've fucked that up because we're coming to that later. But I mean, it's a different angle. It's a different threat to the Shield. So obviously, with what happens later on in Raw, it kind of makes sense. I can kind of it does kind of give you something else rather than thinking, oh well, Shield are going to go against Team Hell No at Payback, or how many times we've seen that Shield ain't going to lose. Do you know what I mean? Now you got a bit of fuel to it now, so I think it's working out. I'm happy with it, and I'm happy that Orton's getting good matches now. So,
Chugs, does Kane deserve a shot at the US title?
I think that it's just because they're the 2 left over, so they've been having a big 6-man feud, and we're going in for the tag team titles, and then Ambrose is left over, Kane is left over, so put him in a match. I'm surprised it wasn't Teddy Long who coming in and just saying, you 2 players are left over. We're going to have a US title match. Player.
Oh my God. I just love it when you just hear, you know it's the Mac Militant. Come on and bring it on down.
You know it's the Mac Militant. Coming to get it on.
It's when he starts doing his dance.
Oh man, holla holla! I hate that guy. I hate that guy.
That dance is just so epic.
For all you guys out there, okay, that think that this is the first incarnation of Teddy Long, just go back to old school WCW, right? See him managing Doom, and just have a look at him, right? And just think he is a pimp, bro. Like, just look at this guy, he's nuts. This is going to be a new part of the show, which I call, What's Up With That? What's up with Kane's voice? What's up with that?
He needs the little voice speaking thing that he holds up to his throat, man. He needs that back. 1997 Kane. That's what he needs to bring back.
Oh, sure, because he sounded like he got kicked in his balls, man.
I think he's just had a hard time just like hollering at Daniel Bryan all the time, so his voice is just gone. Like, you know, he's got this little shit, and he's just saying to him, you know, just shut up. And I think his voice went. Happens to me on a weekly basis, you know, hollering all the time.
All right, let's go on to segment 4 with JC Ace's favorite ball bag, Miz, versus Cody Rhodes. Shugs, what did you think of this match with you know, the ball bag?
I just hate Miz, you know. I just hate Miz. I was so devastated when they said about Fandango. Being out with a concussion.
Not good.
Yeah, I was just like, oh no, I couldn't believe it. And then Barrett was good on commentary though. He heals it up well, you know, and he was saying he was ill. When he was saying when he lost to the Miz, he was ill on that day, but he still fought. And you know, Miz wins, which is like, you know, fed up of seeing Cody lose. And then obviously Heyman came out then.
I actually really like Wade Barrett, and it actually pains me to see this guy going through what he's going through right now, because this guy, he's wicked on the mic, he knows how to talk, he's a wicked heel. Just, you know, I'm just really waiting for them to just pull the trigger. And the Miz, oh god, this guy, every time he's doing, you know, back in the day when you see like Ric Flair doing the, you know, the figure 4 leg lock, and the guy is going mental, you know, he's all over the place. The Miz is just like in the ring. He looks like he's taking a shit. Every time he does it, it looks like he's fucking straining and shit. Like, what's wrong with this guy?
Here's the thing that I just got to put in there, because it niggled me. Like, it was a good match, but Cody worked on the Miz's legs the whole match, and then Miz wins with the figure 4. And then he's still limping after. Like, he's got the figure 4 on, and he's like, yeah, and Cody's like hurting. I'm thinking, hang on a minute, you smashed his legs up the whole match, and now he's getting into figure 4. Like, psychology, I'm just thinking, what the hell's going on here? I'm like, he must have a strong figure 4. It must be like some super move that they've just given him. Some little secret technique that Nature Boy's shown him, man, or something. But, yeah, psychology, that baffled me a bit. That just kind of took away from it. Maybe I'm too picky, but, nah, what's up with that?
Nah, you're not being too picky, because within this whole triple threat, loads of dumb stuff has happened. Like, remember, last week, Wade Barrett hit the Miz with his finisher, right? And then we come back from break, and he's standing in the ring with the Miz. Blood, if that's your finisher, which meant to, you know, you win the match by, this guy is meant to be on the stretcher somewhere, laid out. Like, you know what I mean? Or on the, you know, on the EMT table, laid out, trying to force his way to get back in the ring. Not all of a sudden he's in the ring, you know, here comes our match. Like, but
this ain't video games. This ain't video games. You can't just get finishers willy-nilly. They need to mean something.
But what I was going to say to you was, what do you think of Axel being added to this triple threat match now?
Here's the thing. I don't want to see Barrett really deep down. I don't want to see Barrett lose the title, because Barrett's too good, man. He's a good heel, a solid heel. I think you can get Barrett over, just like most of the heels in WWE. They're very good at what they do. They're good talkers. They're good at being dirty. But Barrett's just got that, man. He's just got it. So, in a way, I don't really want to see him lose the title, but I do think that Axel's going to come in and he's going to take that, and they're going to be like, right, yeah, that's our way of getting Axel over, give him the strap. But then, yeah, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. It's hard, man. Obviously, predictions are coming later, and I'm still, this is one. I think this is obviously going to be the title change, but I'm not sure yet. Honestly, I don't know, because it kind of leaves like, well, what's going to happen with Miz and Barrett? They could have a feud with Axel. I think Axel's going to walk away with the gold, though, to be honest.
Segment 5, Mark Henry promo.
When you stand across from the world's strongest man, bones get broken, flesh gets torn. I'm more unpredictable. I'm more dangerous. I'm more reckless. I'm the world's strongest man. That is what I do. And I am bent on destruction. Predictions.
Shugs, about time.
Oh, mate, this was so good. It's like, especially because it was so unexpected. Because I was reading the tweets earlier on in the week where he went on a rant and he's like calling people out, you know, if you've got something to say, you like come holler at me, you know, whatever. And I was just thinking, Mark Henry's not coming back. He's going to be out for another couple of weeks, or he could be out for a few months. And then you just get this promo just showing Mark Henry just kicking ass, you know, just busting people up. And it was so good. It's the type of promo that people like CM Punk get and John Cena and Jericho, all the big stars. So hopefully that's the way he's going to be treated when he comes back.
Does come back. Do you think he'll get a pop?
I think so. He was starting to get pops when he was doing the heel stuff. He was getting pops anyway, and he was a heel. I think just like the way now, I think obviously he'd been around for like 10, 14 years, something like that, in the WWE, and he's always had a character to play. But now he's just being Mark Henry, and that's when he's at his best. He's not being sexual chocolate, or he's not being anyone else, you know? He's just being Mark Henry. And sometimes that's the best character to be. Just be yourself and just turn it right up.
Yeah. I agree 100% with that. That's what he does. That's what he does.
He does. I mean, they got the crowd singing his tune when he comes out. Like, that's just says it all, you know?
How can you not know this guy?
You know, like he says, somebody's going to get their ass kicked. Somebody's going to get their wig split. Standard.
Step up, bring it. Yes, sir. Somebody gon' get their ass kicked. Somebody gon' get their wig split.
I just love how he stands in the shadows before he comes up onto the stage, man.
Yeah, and they film him, and they film him from behind.
Yeah.
Make it look like he's like, you know, so.
It clips in the camera.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it couldn't be too soon. E2J, has the WWE missed Mark Henry?
You mean missed him as in what they've done with him, or missed him as in since he's been away?
Since he's been away. I mean, in general, you know, has the product missed Mark Henry, as I should say, really?
I've missed it. I've missed it because obviously, it's like they can't have one monster on TV at a time, if you know what I mean. You got right. They juggle it between Ryback, Lesnar, and Henry, depending on whether or not Big Show's like on Raw. You don't get too many people doing it. I mean, Sheamus and that, they always get put over. The baby faces always get put over like strong. But you need Henry out there. You need him doing stuff. He could be. Do you know what I mean? If he was going out and getting, Ryback don't need to be going out and like really doing what he did to obviously Kofi. Yeah, I understand that, but you don't need to be doing it to like Ryder and stuff like that, as he's done in the past. I'd rather see Henry doing it. Or Henry doing something back, like when Henry mashed up Sheamus backstage. Sheamus was he said something about Henry, didn't he? And he was getting interviewed. He just got mashed up. He just got thrown into the table and everything. I want to see more of that. I don't want to see Henry doing like similar to the old school Stone Cold 98 Rumble. You know, on the rules, all the rules leading up to the Rumble. Yeah. Austin was jumping people, and you were just seeing people jump. You weren't seeing Austin. You were just seeing people just laid out backstage. Oh, it was Austin. And then at the Rumble, they all turn around and he's there. Obviously, I want to see Henry just like being that monster, being allowed to be Mark Henry, rather than, oh yeah, look, you're this beast, but the superhero is going to get one over on you. I don't want to see that, man. After he's put Big Show through a table, he smashed him through a cage, he's taking out everyone. I want to see him be him. Do you know what I mean? I do think if they do pair him up with Big E, then that'll be a good feud, especially if Henry's face. He can still be the badass and be the face. Do you know what I mean? I don't want him to be babyface because it might as well be Sheamus against Big E then.
Yeah, true.
If they keep him the way he is, it's going to work.
Yeah, Mark Henry has just got better and better as he's got older, as time's gone on. And like you said, WWE now allowing him to be who he is, you know, and just obliterating the place. Like you said, all he needs to do is come in, just F people up, and then just end it by saying, that's what I do. And then look in the camera and say, that's what I do. And that's it. And just walk away. You don't need to say nothing else. You're a beast.
You watch your beast. Get a t-shirt with "That's what I do" on it. Oh,
listen, I would get one of those. I would
straight on WWE.com. Shop.
Yeah, for real. All right, segment 6: Jericho versus Big E Langston, who is no longer the NXT champion because of that wet fool, Bo Dallas. Oh my God. You know what? I'm not even going to waste my breath on that fool. So, E2J, what did you think of this match?
I liked it. I did like everything about it, to be honest. It's one of those matches, like, I didn't want to be too picky or anything with Big E because it's still early days. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we got to see a bit of Ziggler, who's been quiet, but yeah, like, overall, I can't really knock it. Like, there wasn't enough for me to be too, like, look into it too much. I mean, I was just glad that Jericho was in the match, to be honest, because you know it's going to be a sound match with them two. Big E looked good. The way he just runs through like Jericho and people, it just works. Yeah, like obviously Del Rio came out as well. I don't really know. That I think, like, do you guys agree that Jericho got the win because of Sunday? Because it wouldn't have looked right if Jericho going into Sunday taking a loss over Big E. You know?
Yeah, I think I was going along the same lines. I think if Jericho was in a lesser match, they may have protected Big E a bit, but right now Big E's not in a place where he really needs to be protected. They haven't pulled that gun out yet for him. So
I do agree with that, but obviously with a guy this, like, obviously got the opportunity pretty much down the line to be this next big monster, I do think that you do need to protect these guys as soon as they come in. That's like, do you know what I mean? The door swings both ways, but sometimes I do think, like, they do something to build up one guy 1 week, and then the next week, do you know what I mean? They put him over. So it's hard, but overall the match, I can't knock it. I think, yeah, you had a decent match and you had a bit of storyline going on. So Jericho got put over for the Sunday event.
Well, before the match, Jericho did a promo, Shugs. Did the promo, was the promo good, or did it come off a bit flat?
I just think with Jericho, at the moment, he seems to be like the top babyface. So I just think his promo was like okay, but it's just standard, He hasn't really changed it, whether he's doing it with Fandango or whether it's with Big E and stuff like that. It's just the same thing. It's just a bit of Jericho banter,
Okay.
So, I don't know. I just didn't think I just didn't think it was that good.
Jericho, I mean,
yeah. Wait for the paper. No, I didn't want to knock it, but I can't really knock it. I can't really pick at it. It was just apart from, like, do you know what I mean? Jericho's going over for the event Sunday. It was kind of just filler for me. Kind of. That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah. Jericho's done a lot better promos.
Keeping people busy.
Yeah, exactly. Right, let's roll on to segment 7, which was Cesaro versus Sin Cara with Uncle Zebediah on commentary. I thought this match was wicked, even though it was a short match. I just love this match. Shugs, how well did Cesaro and Sin Cara perform in this match?
Yeah, this is probably like the best Sin Cara match since he's been in WWE, which is not hard because he's just been, he hasn't had much luck, to be fair, but then he's like, had a lot of botches in his matches and different things like that, and he hasn't really connected with the crowd. They wanted him to be the new Rey Mysterio, and he's just not doing it at the moment. But if he can have more matches like this, then I think, he's got a good chance of winning the crowd over. Because, he looked really good. Even in losing, he looked really good. And obviously Cesaro doesn't really have bad matches. He seems to get the best out of everyone. Everyone who fights against Cesaro has a good match. So it can't just be down to coincidence. It must be him. Because he put Sin Cara over and still, got to put himself over as well. Got a bit of the shine, which was good. So I think it was a good match for both of them, really, for their place on the card. And obviously, if they can have more matches, if they have like a little feud with these two, I think that'll be really good.
Yeah, that definitely would be good. Cesaro, he's been around the world, so he knows how to wrestle with luchas. He knows how to wrestle with them kind of guys. He knows how to wrestle with the Japanese. He's very cultured in the ring. So, the same as Chris Hero, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, they're all cultured. And that's why whenever you see guys like Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio face these guys, they have really good matches.
Yeah.
NXT itself, we saw Cesaro against Sami Zayn, number 2, and it was just amazing again. These guys are they're just taking it to these guys and they're just showing us what it should be, what it should be like. Shugs, can Sin Cara turn his fortunes around at all? Because, I've heard that WWE have signed this guy called Samurai Del Sol, who's meant to be a lucha, and he looks impressive. He's got the physique, he wears a mask. So can Sin Cara turn his fortunes around within WWE?
Yeah, I think he can. If he can have more matches like this, and if he needs a good, solid program with someone, a good program that's going to last like a month or two, and maybe have a few pay-per-view matches, because obviously he's not a bad wrestler. He's just taking his time to adjust, and I think maybe a feud with Cesaro, or maybe a feud with someone else, someone who's gonna get him to, be able to show us what he can do in the ring, and not fighting with another lucha to come in. We needed to fight with one of the established guys on the card, I think, because it was decent when he came and he was fighting with Hunico, and when they first started, then you had the 2 different Sin Caras.
That was good.
I would have preferred for Hunico to stay around and for him to go, because Hunico was really good, but then they just gave him the generic essay type, character.
So do you reckon, Hunico is back, he's been doing stuff on the live shows. Do you reckon they need to make him into a lucha now and just, get rid of the whole essay thing and just put a mask on his face again and make him be another lucha?
I don't know, because I think wasn't he like the original Sin Cara, or he was the original Mystico?
Well, he says that, but I thought Sin Cara was the original Mystico, and now there's another Mystico too. Yeah. Yeah,
but I think the Hunico doesn't need to be a lucha, because obviously his English is much better, and I think that's what Sin Cara's missing out on as well, because he's got no English. This is why Rey Mysterio was so good. This is why Del Rio was good, because although they're Latinos, they can speak English. So they can relate to the English audience, whether they're a face or a heel, and they can relate to the Latino market, which the WWE is like still looking to promote into, and and get some of that. So I just think all he needs is a solid program, and I think if they carry on with the Cesaro, because depends how long Swagger's being out, maybe Cesaro and Uncle Zeb are gonna have like a little program, because he was bigging him up really.
Yeah,
the whole time, saying that although he's a foreigner, he's a registered citizen, and he's this and that, and he didn't sneak across the border in a mask through the night. So, maybe I think he just needs the right program, and I think he'd be fine, Sin Cara.
E2J, were WWE smart by keeping Zeb Coulter around, to keep Swagger in the frame?
100%, man. They need to keep this guy around whether he's on TV or not, because he's going to be putting like a few words in some of the talent's ears backstage, whether he like speaks to him for a second or for like 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna learn something off this guy. I'm just glad to see Cesaro back. Like Shug said, if they tease a little like program with these two working together, great. Obviously, Cesaro and Sin Cara, that can work. Like, to be honest, both of them are in need of getting some airtime on TV, just getting seen by people, and just getting a decent program, a solid program made for them so they can work. Do you know what I mean? They've got everything, pretty much. Sin Cara will sell merchandise. Antonio Cesaro is the complete package. Like you said before, he can work pretty much anyone. He's one of those wrestlers, like William Regal, that you can put him in a match and you can have no prior planning, and he can go out there and not know who's like anything is going to go on, anything's been set, and have a match. And that's a true Road Warrior. That's a true wrestler. Like you said, Bryan will do it as well. I'm pretty sure there's like plenty of people in NXT, these young people. Chris Hero, they can just go out there and they can have matches. They don't have to have anything written down. They just know they can go and work. They can just go and work, and that's a top quality wrestler that, like, to be honest, he had loads of momentum behind him as heel. Do you know what I mean? His US title. I understand. Obviously, you've given it to Ambrose. He's missed his spot somehow, but I don't know how this guy still ain't getting used. It's like, to be honest, I think they need to make some more spaces so that people can get used, because you got Raw and SmackDown, so there's enough space and there's enough airtime for these people to be getting used. But it seems like they're using only like a small percentage of the roster, taking it like, if we're going to give you this, right? It's working. Oh, if it's not working, oh, too bad. Oh, yeah, we'll worry about you later on. And I think that it really niggles me that it really just pisses me off that. It just gets to me that obviously there's Cesaro there. It's like one of the greatest guys, and like they can't turn around and tell me he's not ready. So why ain't he getting used?
100%, 100%. I mean, we're all Cesaro lovers here, and at the end of the day, this guy is definitely main event caliber, like we've said before. And I'm the same with you. I don't like the fact that every week I'm seeing this guy just putting, match after match after match, doing this amazing stuff, putting these guys over and ain't getting shit. But I truly believe, that this guy is licking his wounds right now. And then what's going to happen is they're going to bring Chris Hero up, and these guys are going to have one hell of a feud, and that's going to make, it's going to be the making of Cassius Ohno and Cesaro. I truly believe that. But yeah, we could talk about this for ages, but as always, we're pressed for time. So let's just go on to the next segment, which is segment 8, Orton versus, I was going to say Luther Reigns then, but Roman Reigns. Shugs, how do you think Reigns did against Randy?
I think, he held his own. Whether it was a great match or not is another thing. But I think, that he held his own. It was a bit, I suppose it was similar to the Ambrose Kane match. That it's better when you've got more elements to mix up. When you've got the 6-man tag, or when you've got the tag team and people can change and, interchange and stuff like that, it's much better. But, I didn't think he looked out of place, or he certainly got better than he was at the beginning, where he just brought in for their power spots. But, it was another kind of nothing match. It was just pushing forward to, get the program, get to the next spot or the next place with these guys, and what they're doing.
Can just one of you tell me, right, why Orton is headbutting a Samoan? Like, what's that all about? We've all been watching wrestling for years. We've seen what happens when Samoans headbutt you, or when you try to headbutt a Samoan. Come on now, Orton.
Last resort, innit, to getting those voices out of his head.
I like that. But Orton, I mean, when you're fucked, when the crowd is chanting yes for someone else in your match. It just says it all. Which brings us on to segment 9. Which is, without a shadow of a doubt, for me, one of the sickest matches in a long, long time. Daniel Bryan.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Versus Seth Rollins, a.k.a. Tyler Black, which prompted, by the way, ROH to upload a fight between Daniel Bryan and Tyler Black back in ROH in 2008, just to get a little rub off of this situation. All I can say is, wow. But I want to get it from you guys. I want to start with Shugs first. What is your views on this match?
Hey, I just thought, this is what we say when we talk about the 3-hour show. You get a lot of shit, or you get a lot of average matches in your filler, but then most weeks you get a good match like this. We've had it before with Ambrose and Kofi, and then we've had Daniel Bryan doing this stuff, and this is just another match. There was just from the beginning to the end, it wouldn't have looked like the place anywhere on any pay-per-view or any show at all. They were just 100%, they were just going for it. They were doing all these different moves. When Bryan did the roll through suplex, I was just because I just don't think I've seen it before. I don't think I've seen anyone do it. So that when you're watching a match and you have
Doug
to
Williams.
you have to hit a rewind because you want to see something again. That's when you're watching a good match, and that's what I did. Because I wanted to see the certain spots again and again because they were so good. You know,
Wow,
and the crowd were just like, they were just going nuts.
Bryan was over. They were invested 100% in this match. E2J, your turn, man. What is your views on this match?
I'm just going to be going over and over if I start going into it. So I'm just going to say wow as well. And I watched this match over and over. It's just too good. It's just like I liked how you had Orton and Reigns before. Obviously, it was just a little kind of basically a teaser match. It was decent enough. It led on, but you knew this was going to be where the payoff was. And yeah, I mean, it just. What can't you like about it? There was no wasted movement. Ring psychology was 110%, both of them. Rollins is just amazing. Obviously, he's just too good. Like, I like that he talks trash. I like that he's fiery. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but then you got Bryan. They just complement each other. Just like too good. Do you know what I mean? Like, he talks the trash, and Bryan comes back with the kicks and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And those elbow shots just, and then quickly to the cover. Ring psychology, yeah, both of these guys nailed it, and like you said, pay-per-view, this could have been on there. I just think this is the sort of thing I want to be seeing. It's not just like obviously a filler before the pay-per-view, but when you get something this quality, it doesn't. You don't even need to have that much build up before the pay-per-view. Do you know what I mean? You give someone this, you're like, well, they ain't winning at the pay-per-view. That's what you think. Do you know what I mean? You got Bryan here, and he's just 110% all the time. Who don't like Daniel Bryan at the moment, man? Like, CM Punk better hurry up and come back, because
I mean, all I can say about that is just Rollins. This guy, stuff like the running powerbomb into the corner, the jumping insecurity kick in the head. He hits that like just out of nowhere, to get that, to have that agility to be able to do that. It's just immense. This guy has improved so much, and me and Shug was talking about this, but all he needed was just to have a character to work against, and that's it. He's just gone with it. In NXT, he was a bit bland, the guy from Iowa, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, he's got this character now, in the Shield, and he can just run with it. His promos are wicked, his in-ring psychology is nuts. It's big things, and I hope in the future when he, if he does reach that level, that this tells a beginning story of the feud called Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. I really do. All right, segment 10. Shug's favorite segment. Kaitlyn and AJ angle. Shugs, what did you think of this angle? Because you had little words about it.
I'm just like, what is Kaitlyn doing with them breasts? Like, that's it. Because what was I listening? I was listening to another podcast, and the one of the guys was like, "Did she have a head?" He said, "Because I didn't look up." Because or just looking at the breasts, and then on SmackDown it was the same. On SmackDown they were even more out, if that's possible. And that's it. Like obviously Big E come down looking Chris. He's got his favorite shirt on, because every
$500 shirt.
Every time you see him out of his wrestling gear, he seems to be wearing that shirt. So I think he's got like a Homer Simpson thing where he's just got them all on the hanger.
He was wearing it on NXT as well last week.
Big E's just looking Chris, just coming down, and he's got the moves, and then he gets her ready just to lips her up, and then just dashes her on the floor. That was the best bit, just throws her down. But then it was like her acting was just like terrible. She was pretending like she was gonna cry and this and that, and obviously like AJ comes out and just like goes in. And then she's obviously now they've sort of like switched roles, because now Kaitlyn is the one who's like going like a psycho, trying to kill everyone, and attacking people and stuff. So yeah, but I just thought like the Big E bit was the best. It was a good. I don't know whether it was like a good payoff for this Secret Admirer, but it was definitely entertaining.
Oh man, Big E just come out there looking like he was just about to walk into Miami Vice. He just like, little Hawaiian shirt. Oh god, he's seriously pimping it out, man. Jeez. But for anyone who hasn't seen NXT yet, please watch it. Obviously not for Bo Dallas winning the title of Big E, but Big E, man, like this guy, for a big guy, he's got some agility. This guy jumped over Bo Dallas and the height he got in that jump, it was like he was a gymnast. I was like, this guy is jumping this high with the weight he carries. God damn it. E2J, did this make you a bit interested for the pay-per-view match between Kaitlyn and AJ?
Not really. I mean, like, nah.
Nah.
Nah. I'll leave that one. I didn't need to add anything to it. It's just,
okay,
nah.
we'll just leave it at that then. Nah. Segment 11, Sandow versus R-Truth. Shugs, your man Sandow, gets a win. Did you have any interest in this match, though, apart from seeing Sandow out there?
No, not really. It was just like, where did they drag R-Truth out of? He hasn't been on TV for like a while, and then he just comes out, and it was just to get Sheamus and Sandow. It was just to get them together, just so people can see them interact, And so obviously he won his match, and then you just get more of Sheamus being a twat, and that's it, What more can you say?
Sheamus coming out, chatting more shit, trying to bully mans more. But E2J, who does Sheamus feud with next?
This is the thing. I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm hoping Sandow wins, but as we all know, that ain't what the writers got in their little notepads. I don't know, because this is the thing. I think the Sheamus character can work, but he just needs to be that badass he came in at. Like, do you know what I mean? He needs to be heel, I think. Trying to be this good guy, but still doing heel, like, dirty moves and stuff. I don't think it's not working, do you know what I mean? He ain't gonna ever be that Austin character. So, I don't know who he'd feud with next. Honestly, don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I can't give you an answer at the moment.
Staying on the fence with that one.
Yeah, it's they don't give you, because they only use like 15% of their roster. It's hard. You never know who they're gonna bring in. Like you said, where did R-Truth come from? It could be anyone could get pulled out of anywhere and just thrown in a match with someone. Do you know what I mean? It don't need a storyline or build up. So sometimes it's hard to predict that. So at the moment, Sheamus, you're just question mark. Sheamus versus question mark. Well,
segment 12, we saw the McMahons backstage. What the fuck was this angle about, E2J?
This had me laughing. This actually had me laughing. It reminded me of some Attitude Era stuff, but I mean, yeah, like down the line, I want to see like Triple H's last match be against Vince again. Do you know what I mean? Like, just let him pass the torch to him and just set up this boss thing properly. They can shake after. Come on. Who don't, like, when Vince came out and had that match with Punk on Raw, tell me you didn't mark out for that. Vince still got it. They could do this. Like, at the end of the day, I'd rather see Vince and Triple H going at it, and obviously Triple H is going to win. He's going to come out on top. Than Triple H having matches against someone like Axel and burying them.
Yeah, but I just want because we all know Triple
Someone
H
to bury Triple H.
Yes, because we all know Triple H is the guy on top now. He's going to take over the company and whatnot. But just hand over the torch to someone, I beg you. But I beg you, don't let it be Sheamus just because he's your training partner. But just hand it over. Just hand it over to someone, please. Forget bringing in, Vince, and give the rub to someone else. Yeah. Just give it to someone else, man.
See, Vince was even teasing about telling people to shut up, and what else was he saying? Like, do you know what I mean? Little boss quotes that he used to use and stuff to like Triple H. So I think obviously they're gonna try and you need that Austin and Vince, the McMahon obviously feud. It's gonna be recycled down the line. You watch when Triple H is running the show, the whole boss thing is gonna get recycled because it's too good not to. But it's just gonna be him in Vince's shoes. It was a bit of comedy, but yeah, that was all it was, to be honest.
Shugs, did the McMahons do anything to raise the profile of this show?
Not really. It was more of a sideshow, It wasn't really anything to do with the show. And then we'd already seen that Axel was going to be inserted into the Intercontinental title match. So then it's sort of like, oh, you're not fighting Axel no more. Let's have a hug. Yeah, great. And that was it. It's sort of it's gone in from where they were so worried about him last week, and then this week it's sort of just like drizzled out, like, you know, and then it's like a McMahon family hug, and that was it, you know. So are they going to go anywhere? Is this the end of the angle, and it's just forgotten about? It's just like
Question mark.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, we go on to segment 13, which is the last segment on Raw, which was Ryback and Cena face off. To me, personally, I think this feud is shit.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Like, I really think this feud is shit, and it started getting shit from when Ryback started coming out in the ambulance, and John Cena just keeps chatting shit and trying to make us believe that this is worth investing in, because to be honest, actually, it could go way back until when the announcement was a 3 Stages of Hell, and then Cena announced that it was going to be a lumberjack match. As soon as he said the lumberjack match, all you heard was wah, wah, wah. It's just like, really, a lumberjack match? It's 2013. You know, like, divas have lumberjill matches. You know, oh gosh. But E2J, what did you think of the promos?
Positive things then first. Let's start with this. Ryback has come a long way. He can talk on the mic now, and you can tell he's getting comfortable talking. I can't hate on Ryback, to be honest, in this obviously program that Cena and Ryback are having. Ryback come out of a lot of valid points, and Cena even had to shout him down at one point, like shut up. Yeah, I like Ryback on the mic doing this, but they just haven't booked him in this, like, no one really cares. It's like PG 3 Stages of Hell, and like, what was it? 3 Stages of War, and want it. Like, it's not what it could be. I don't know if that is because of PG. I don't know if it's because they just got shit writers. I don't know what it is. Whether it's Cena, do you know what I mean? But the positive thing to come out of this is Ryback's getting comfortable on the mic. He's getting comfortable coming out and talking, being aggressive, and I think that's a plus. If there is anything positive to come out of this matchup between them, I think he's obviously working with the top guy with an eye to becoming the top guy down the line. So I mean, it looks like he's getting more confident, like I said, on the mic. But yeah, I'm not really interested in these two going at it unless there's a big spot in this match at the end or a big twist. Then yeah, I'm not getting hyped up for it.
There may be a big twist. I don't know why I feel like, you know, when one of them takes each other to the ambulance, someone's gonna jump out. But I think they're gonna have another match. I don't like it, but I just think that the payoff's gonna be a steel cage match for some reason. I don't, you know, or a Hell in the Cell. I just don't see this being the payoff. But Shugs, the end, you know, the end angle leave you satisfied?
Not really, but then that is what always happens with these type of matches. If you're going to have a big, if you're going to have the Lumberjacks and they're going to be there, then it was obvious what was going to happen. You know, you can almost, you know, predict it. You could say, well, you know, they're going to come out, the Lumberjacks are going to be there, and then they're just going to, you know, get at each other, and they're going to have to be broken up. You know, it's predictable, and that's exactly what it was. You know, I'm not looking forward to it, and I think this program has done more for Ryback than it has for Cena. But then obviously with Cena, you keep throwing shit at him, and it just doesn't stick. He's like Teflon, because no matter who he's in an angle with, how bad the angle is, what shit he comes up with, what he does, he's just still there at the top. And I think I quite enjoyed Ryback coming out in the ambulance. I love the way he comes out in the ambulance, and then the doors open and they like hit his music, and then he kicks off. I think they've got that down, and I think it does make him look more intimidating. So I think it's done all right for Ryback, and I don't think he's going to win, but you know, that is for later on in the show, in the predictions.
Well, before we just go to the Raw rating, do you guys want to say anything else about Raw?
I enjoyed one of the bits, and you missed it out, was Team Bricky. It was good to see Brad Maddox back, and especially when Vince is like shooting on Vicky for stuffing her fat face. And I was just laughing. And then obviously Maddox come up with the idea for the lumberjacks. But obviously I think Brad Maddox is a character that they need to use more. You know, I think he's good. He's been good on commentary, but on screen, I think he's like really good. He's a young kid, like, you know, and I think he needs to get more screen time. Other people are getting screen time when he could be getting it. You know,
Give him Mrs. spot.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, give him the ballback spot. Or Kali. Guys, or E2J in particular, do you want to say anything else?
And the rule was a bit. It just reminded me of, remember when Lesnar come back and he duffed up Cena, and then you had William Regal looking around. Watch it again and watch the angle, because Regal's in there. Regal's in there and he's fucking.
Yeah, I saw him.
He's fucking breaking up Cena again. And it's like, hang on a minute, where have I seen this before? Yeah. Nah, that's it. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Okay, well, we'll just go straight on to you with your Raw rating out of 10.
Just for Shield and Bryan and Orton, I'm gonna give it a 7. I'll give it a 6.5, 7.
Okay. All right. Well, the big gal them sugar. What's yours?
I suppose, yeah, for the Rollins and Bryan show, that's going to bump up the rating a bit. But apart from that, there wasn't really any other like really memorable matches or really good matches. So I'm going to give it a 6.
6 is, it's gone lower in Shugs' lower than last week. So that's the go-home show, and it wasn't scored well. So let's just go on to our other show, which is Smackdown. So we got Smackdown in 60 seconds. So roll with it, Shugs.
So, Daniel Bryan comes out to a huge pop once again, calls out Kane, and then they break up, and then Orton comes in to make the save, but then the Shield interrupt. Sheamus against Cesaro, Sandow out before the match, and this is Sheamus with his superior intellect. Bit of a slobber knocker this match, as JR would call it, and Sheamus wins, and then Sandow gets him from behind. Heath Slater versus Great Khali. What the fuck? Jericho and Del Rio versus Ziggler and Big E. Ziggler looks really, really pumped up for his first match back. Commentators are once again sowing seeds between Ziggler and Big E, and roll-up win for Del Rio. Oh my god, Kaitlyn's boobs. Backstage with Renee and Jericho. He punches the mic into Heyman's face. Kaitlyn versus Oksana. Kaitlyn's on a mad one trying to kill Oksana, slaps the ref. Curtis Axel against Barrett. Miz, they try and call it off, but the Miz comes out being a beg, and Axel pins the champ. And then a skull-crushing finale to Axel. And Shield versus Hell No and Orton. Another Bryan hot tag taking out the Shield. Flying RKO and the no lock, and Seth Rollins taps out. And they give it a big announcement as the Shield's first loss, and the crowd go crazy. Fade to black.
Wow. Looks like I got to watch SmackDown because I haven't watched it yet. Oh, God. All right. Well, guys, best segment of Raw. And you're about to get stunned because it's Sugs Stunners.
Okay, so Jobber of the Week. The Jobber of the Week. I'm going to have to go for, actually, it's going to be Ziggler. First match back, and the heavyweight champ gets pinned by his opponent this Sunday in a roll-up, and that's it. So we wait for 5 weeks for him to return, and then he gets beat with a roll-up. So that's no good. My move of the week is going to be the rolling suplex. So Daniel Bryan and Rollins. I had to watch this a few times, and it might not have been a finishing move, or it might not have been like a big high spot, but just seeing it in action, and me thinking that, or me not have seen it before, and me wanting to rewind it and watch it again, and that was it. And then the rest of the week, still got to be Daniel Bryan. He is the top guy. The crowd is so into him. He's getting huge pops. The yes chant is back, and it's like taking the roof off some weeks. So the rest of the week, Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, my man Bryan. There we go. Heard it here first, Daniel Bryan, rest of the week. Once again. Alright, well, we're going to go into our WWE Payback Predictions right now. So we're just going to go through the matches, speak a little bit about the matches, and then give our predictions. Shugs, I hope you've got a pen and paper because...
Actually, I've got an online spreadsheet on Google, and I'll be sharing it with you guys after the show.
Nice one, okay. Because, as you all know, myself, you know, the one-man no Twitter fan, has won 2 in a row. So, get at me, guys, get at me, come on. Get at me, bro. Get at me. Alright, here we go. So, first match, not the pre-show anymore, it's called The Kickoff. We have Sheamus versus Sandow. Shugs, do you think this is going to be a good match at all?
Well, it depends, because the last 2 pre-shows, the WrestleMania one and the one last week for, Extreme Rules last time?
Yeah.
They don't have any time, so you'll have a few legends and somebody off the current roster with Rennie Paquette, and it's sort of like a Super Bowl build-up or like a build-up to a main event while the people are coming in, and then they've talked about the matches, talked about the cards, and they've actually been good shows, like especially when you've got someone like Mick Foley or the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, on there, and they're good shows, but you don't get any match. The last 5 minutes, the 2 people come out who are having the pre-show, and then you get like a quick match. So hopefully it will be short and sweet, and I'm praying for a Sandow victory.
Okay, so is that what you're going with, Sandow?
I don't think it will happen, no. That's what I'm praying for.
Okay, so your prediction
I'm
is...
going for Sheamus.
There you go. E2J, what's yours?
After all that, and then you got to go for Sheamus. Yeah, I got to go for Sheamus as well. Like, I can hope and I can pray, but I'm going for Sheamus on this one.
It's about winning. E2J is about winning. I've gone for my favourites, and it's got me nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going Sheamus as well on that one. All right. Well, the next match, AJ versus Kaitlyn. E2J. Sorry, let's start again. AJ versus Kaitlyn. All right. Now, AJ had won the Battle Royal nearly 2 months ago. Do you think anyone will be interested in this match?
No, but I think I got to go with this. I'm gonna go AJ Black Widow for the win.
Oh wow, okay. AJ Black Widow. Shugs?
Yeah, I think we've just been waiting for this for like you said, like a few weeks or months even, and I think it's just time for AJ to be the Divas champ. So I think AJ wins.
And well, I'm just thinking, is this going to be, one of the ones which, kind of defines whether I win or not? Because I'm on the fence with this, mainly because, I think, I personally think AJ might win, but at the same time, if this is a feud which is going to go for a while, I think they might wait for AJ to win. But, it's a big one, but I'm just going to go with AJ.
I thought you were going to go for the titties.
I think it's probably going to be AJ's going to win by DQ, because I think that Kaitlyn's just going to go nuts and maybe get disqualified, but then obviously AJ still wins. I don't think Kaitlyn's going to win the match. Okay.
Well, there's all 3 of us, going for the same person first 2. So we'll go to the next one. CM Punk versus Chris Jericho. Shugs, the roof is going to go, the crowds are going to blow the roof off, ain't they, when Punk comes out?
Yeah, even though he's got new theme music, apparently, which seems a little strange, where obviously if he comes back tonight, then you think they could debut the music the next day on Raw, but obviously they're going to debut his new theme music tonight. So, I just think obviously CM Punk in Chicago, it doesn't get any more over than that, So my prediction is a Punk win.
Punk win, okay. E2J?
I don't... Right, if this match actually... There's an actual match and there's nothing... I just don't think Jericho's winning whatever happens, so I'm just going to put CM Punk to win.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to put Jericho to lose.
Okay, well, I'm putting Punk to win on this one. Next match, we have Kane versus Ambrose, E2J. We talked about earlier whether Kane deserved this match, and we talked about, Kane's history within the WWE. We just saw this match on Raw, but now it's obviously for the title. So, will we see a better match than we saw on Raw?
Yeah, I'm confident about that. I think it will be a better match. To be honest, I can't knock the match on Raw. I just think they didn't have as much time. Do you know what I mean? As you can work with on a pay-per-view. So I think on the pay-per-view, obviously it's going to come together. But Ambrose is going to take it.
Okay, Ambrose. I'm going for Ambrose as well. Team RK-No versus The Shield. E2J, what is your prediction?
Shield win.
Shugs?
Shield.
I'm going for the Shield as well. So they're equal so far. Right, now this is the decider right here. So, next one is Miz versus Axel versus Wade Barrett. Now, Shugs, who are you going for?
Alright, considering as our friend, Sam Davey, in his prediction he went for Christian, so I don't see how that's going to work out. I think he just wanted to come back so much that he just predicted Christian to win, but I'm going for Axel.
Okay, man, Sam Davey, right, he messaged me the other day talking about, can you hear Christian's voice in the Payback promo? I just had to laugh, man. He's a funny guy. We'll have him on our show soon.
He's a Christian Mark. He's the biggest Christian Mark, or probably the only one. The only one left.
Yeah, I think he's gone off Sheamus after his bullying tactics. Okay, E2J, what's yours?
It's I want Barrett to win, man. I want Barrett to retain, but I think Axel's gonna sneak it.
Okay, now this is the difference right now. I'm going for Barrett, right? I'm gonna put Barrett. I've actually got Axel down here, but I'm gonna be different. And I'll tell you why I'm gonna be different, because Barrett has been he's been losing for the last couple of weeks, and it's horrible. And I just think he may get the payoff. So
I hope you're right, Kinny man. I hope you're right.
So
who did E2J go for? I missed that one. Axel as well. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going for Barrett, and hopefully this is the one that clinches it for me. So fingers crossed. Barrett Barrage, do your thing. Bullhammer and all. All right. Well, next is Dolph Ziggler. I'm going for Dolph. E2J, who are you going for?
It's got to be the Dolphin Master. It's got to be Dolph Ziggler.
Dolphin Master. Shugs, who you going for?
I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna go for Del Rio then. That's it.
Oh.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and change, and that's how I'm gonna go. That's how I'm gonna pick up the win. So I'm going for Del Rio.
There you go. Rip for Del Rio. God damn. Okay, Ryback versus John Cena, as Santino Morella likes to call him, John Cena. I'm going for Cena in this one. I don't want to, but I'm going for Cena. Shugs, who are you going for?
I'm going for Cena as well, because whoever bets against Cena is a fool, because, he's the man.
Okay. E2J?
Well, I was going to bet Ryback, but after Shig said that, I'm going to play it safe. I'm gonna be boring, and I'm going to go Cena.
Okay. Well, should we just make this a little bit more interesting? Should we put points, and seeing as we all say Cena, should we put points on the correct, who wins each fall?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
I'm going Cena, Ryback, Cena.
Alright, so, Kinny, let me get this down for posterity.
So is that an extra point? Will we get extra points for that? Yeah. Get the right.
So you're going Cena, Ryback, Cena.
Yeah.
Alright. E2J.
Who E2J? Yeah, who you going for? Hello?
Oh man, I'm gonna go. You go Cena, Ryback, Cena. I'm gonna go Ryback, Cena.
Okay. Shugs. That
Alright.
leaves you with getting extra points with either me or E2J.
Because obviously I think Cena's gonna win. So, what if I say Cena, and then the match is over,
Ooh!
and he still
There
votes
you
for the
go.
ambulance?
Oh, that means any one of us can get the points then. Alright, there you go. That's what Shugs is going for. Right, I just got some of our followers have sent their predictions in, so I'm just going to read these out. At Branstano, he goes Cena, Punk, Barrett, Shield, Ambrose, AJ, Sheamus, and Ziggler. We have Sierra from the Angry Marks podcast. She has Ziggler, Miz, AJ, Punk, Sheamus, Shield, Ambrose, and John Cena. Across the Pond Wrestling, they have Sheamus, Ziggler, AJ, Ambrose, Shield, Axel, Punk, and Cena. Then we have Justin from Justin from the Place to Be podcast. He goes with Cena, Ziggler, Punk, Shield, Axel, Ambrose, AJ, and Sheamus. We have at Lewis Hatton 23. He comes out with Sheamus, Cena, Punk, Axel, Shield, Kane by DQ, AJ, and Ziggler. And then last but not least, we have at DartsFan65. He goes for Sheamus, Cena, Jericho, Axel, Shield, Ambrose, AJ, and Alberto Del Rio. So, Mr. Sam Davey, he goes with Alberto Del Rio beating Dolph Ziggler. Right? So, that's it. That's the end of the podcast. As always, I just want to go to the Twitter. Just follow us at Sunday Segue. The Segue, so SEGUE. Also, follow our blog, thesundaysegue.blogspot.co.uk. Listen to our old episodes on YouTube. Also on Podomatic, and also download the Double Twist player. Also, I have to say thanks, as always, to the hashtag Tech Guy, the Galdem Sugar Shugs.
It's a pleasure, always a pleasure.
And don't you ever forget, like I said at the beginning of the show, he's been to Japan and back, forgot to bring me a kimono.
Hey, I got a headband. I got a spare headband if you want it.
Oh, sick. Coming up like Karate Kid, Mr. E2J.
New gimmick.
And I don't know if I can ever beat last week's in the words of, but this week is going to be in the words of Ted DiBiase. That's right. Like I always say, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. Now, bye-bye, people. Choke on that, slap nuts.